Hi Virgo, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your February 2025 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of February. We have Venus and Neptune conjunct in Pisces. Jupiter goes direct in Gemini and Venus enters Aries. We also have Mercury and the Sun moving into Pisces. Mars will finally station direct in Cancer, and we will have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So Virgo, this is a big time, especially as the Sun moves into Pisces and we have this huge Pisces stellium that sits across the sky from you, Virgo. This could be a lot of oppositions to your sign. So just pay attention during this month to see what comes up for you and how it affects you and your birth chart, okay? If you haven't checked out those mid-January through mid-February career tarot readings, they have great insight for your career and a lot of overlapping energy and themes. So check those out. I will leave the link below. All the important dates are below as well. So let's go week by week. You start off that first week with the Nine of Pentacles, as well as the Emperor. Aries energy here in reverse, major arcana. Second week of February finds you with the Page of Wands in reverse, as well as the Ace of Cups. Third week of February finds you with the Tower card, major arcana here in reverse, as well as the Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana in reverse. A lot of major arcanas here, Virgo. You are ending February with the Six of Pentacles. Always nice to see the Six of Pentacles, as well as the Hanged One. My goodness, lots of major arcanas going on for you this month. Hanged One is similar to the Hanged Man. And let me make sure this is all in frame for you here. Okay, so lots of major arcanas working with you this month, Virgo. Let's go ahead and ask Spirit to send you a card representing the energy you bring out of January. Spirit, if you can send my Virgos a card representing that energy that they bring into February. And you have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is that energy of where is it in your life where there's been some commanding presence of needing to make a mental decision, or possibly someone in your sphere of influence has come into your life and has made a major maybe a policy move or some type of huge gesture that affects everyone's mental status, if you will, back in January. This could be someone at your company. This could be a father figure. But I am seeing this Nine of Pentacles and Emperor opening up the month. So I do think this has to do with someone in power, someone in charge, possibly someone who has to do with your money and your finances. So I do think that you are bringing some really strong energy into the month of February, which is really good to see, Virgo. Let's pull one last card. Spirit, if you can send my Virgos an oracle message for the month of February. A card wanted to come out, but it did not come out all the way. Okay. You have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. So for any of you all looking to become a teacher, like literally a teacher, or someone who is trying to learn the process, maybe you've just started a new job, or maybe you are spiritually trying to become a great teacher of, if you believe in a certain religion, if you follow a certain practice, maybe this is also related to you becoming a great teacher. But I do think the learn from spiritual experiences is really important. Look into yourself, ask your spirit guides to help you through this month. I do think a lot of that has to do, Virgo, with all these major arcana influences. You literally have that Emperor, the Tower, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hanged One. That is a lot going on in terms of big moves, big energy moves throughout this month. I do think a lot of that has to do with, like I said, those oppositions that I was speaking of, because there's this Pisces stellium that sits across the sky from you. So don't be surprised if there's some kind of conversations that are really big movers and shakers this month, Virgo. So we start off that first week of February on the 1st, Venus conjunct Neptune, 27 degrees of Pisces. karmic soul-searching beginnings. Possibly in a few days, we will have Mercury in Aquarius trining Jupiter in Gemini. So you may have optimism toward something in your daily life. I do think many of you all with that Nine of Pentacles are feeling good about your financial outlook, but I do think that many of you all are having some kind of big conversations with a boss, with someone who has some authority here. The Emperor card could be one of an Aries nature, of someone in power who is disagreeing with possibly your motives or what you're bringing to the table. So I would invite you during that first week of February, really pay attention to your emotions. Mars retrograde in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries on the 3rd. Really watch your temper. And this Emperor in reverse could be pointing towards that Mars in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries. You could be more in your feelings, just not feeling like things are going the way you would like to. But I do think that that Nine of Pentacles is a strong one for you that you keep in your back pocket throughout the month. If this is something that you're not wanting to move forward with this organization or with this person, I do think you're feeling good just about your personal well-being. And Jupiter direct in Gemini on the 4th and Venus entering Aries on the 4th could also signal some more important news for you coming later on in the month. Okay, Virgo, so let's move on to week 2. So what I do think is interesting here with the Page of Wands in reverse coming off of that Emperor card is it does feel like there's this energy of a passion project that someone is trying to bring you information, but maybe it doesn't get to you in the fashion that you would have thought it would. And I do think that the Sun conjunct Mercury in Aquarius, that is conversations in groups, figuring out if this is the organization you want to stay with. But I also think that Mars in Cancer retrograde trine Saturn in Pisces on February 9th could be something finally paying off. This Ace of Cups is some emotional, intuitive insight that comes on in by the time we get to that Leo full moon on the 12th. And I do think you're feeling better about where you are at this month, Virgo, once you all figure out what it is intuitively that you need to work on. I think that that great teacher learned from spiritual experiences. That Ace of Cups is right on time with you needing to figure out, okay, where is my emotional well-being more important than either my physical job or the people who are possibly in power who are not agreeing with me. This is going to be this month where you're really going to have to take into account, Virgo, what is important with you, to you. And I do think that once Mercury enters Pisces and the Sun enters Pisces on the 14th and 18th, this becomes a lot more apparent and you're not having to still wonder what is going on with the people around you because now you're more grounded yourself. I do think by the time you are moving to the latter part of February, this Tower card and Wheel of Fortune both in reverse, some major news is coming down the pipeline here, Virgo. I do think that this is when, let's see, the 3rd week of February is when we have Mercury and Pisces squaring Jupiter in Gemini. So this is like communication overload, too many cooks in the kitchen of communication. I do think that there's some twist of fate here that you are perceiving as not good news, meaning like someone could leave your organization. You could have a friend that possibly has some challenges in their life. There's something here where a twist of fate that you did not expect coming, either an announcement. This could be something out in the collective too, political, that is possibly affecting you. A good example is here in the US, a lot of federal workers are saying they have to be back at work by mid-February. A lot of people are not liking that. I do think there's something here where a major announcement or organization would totally blindside you. I do think though, by the time we get to February 23rd, where Mars moves direct in Cancer, some of this is going to start coming out and you're going to start being able to deal with whatever that news is. And Spirit is reminding you, learn from your spiritual experiences. Do not only depend on the outside world. You might need to turn off the TV, social media, just to reground yourself. But I do think some good news does come in by the end of February, where we have a Pisces new moon on the 27th. Venus moves into its retrograde in Aries on the 1st of March. and Mercury enters its retrograde shadow on that first day of March as well. So you can see here at the end of February and moving into March, you will have some kind of good news that finds you financially. I do think that many of you all could be accepting some kind of either an award. Some of you who have been interviewing for a job could get an acceptance letter asking you to come join their team. I think you're thinking about life differently by the time you are moving into this Pisces new moon. And I do think that many of you all into March are going to start having these trickling emotions of what happened back here in February. Whatever this is that happened that third week, there is something that you are reconciling with yourself and moving on from by the time you get into March. And I do think that that Six of Pentacles is showing you that someone is offering or extending you an offer, or you could be giving this to someone else. So you could have been interviewing prospective employees, and this is a time where you're thinking differently, and maybe you weren't going to hire this certain person, but you're now feeling spiritually that this is the right candidate. And so I do think that this is going to be an interesting month for you, Virgo. As you move through a lot of these major arcana cards, remember to come back here to your spiritual teachings. If you don't have a spiritual practice, I would invite you to try to meditate. Get on YouTube. There's just literally dozens and trillions of different videos out there to help you meditate, help you connect with spirit. Get out in nature. I do think that some of these major arcanas, especially once you get into this third week of the month, are going to be a bit challenging. Take time for yourself, but know that this is all better serving you in the future. So I hope this is helpful, Virgo. Drop me a comment below. Let me know, what are you looking forward to in the month of February? You got a lot going on here, Virgo, but I think you all are going to be great once you come through it. So I'll talk to you later.